Hi, Dan.
You're out of prison. Does the warden know?
She entered the courtroom, a tall drink of dynamite. A flirtatious fling gone fatally wrong.
How bad could she be?
She tried to kill me. Unlike the Brooklyn Bridge, you ain't that hard to get over.
Two foes meant to be, like yin and yang, or peanut butter and jelly.
I'll go hard at you every night till we are dripping with sweat as lawyers.
Yeah, lawyers are good.
Wendy Malick joins Night Court, November 19th on NBC and Peacock.
Okay.
No, thank you.
I'm with Geek Girl Authority. I followed Night Court from the beginning. I need to ask, did you watch the original series?
Oh, yeah.
How did it feel to be a part of the new version?
Yeah, no, I watched the original series growing up. It's interesting because I was young, and so for me, Marshall Warfield, I thought Marshall Warfield was there from the beginning, but then when I went back and did a rewatch, I'm like, oh wow, she joined season 4. But I was a huge fan of the show, and was a huge fan of Marshall Warfield, and so getting a chance to be on this new boot has been incredible, and then getting to watch the series back from the beginning, and seeing the growth of Dan Fielding from beginning from episode 1 all the way through season 9. And then, of course, who he is now, by comparison, has been incredible. I mean, really a masterclass in watching him, have fun on the screen, then working with him to see how much fun he's having off screen. It's been incredible.
Heather, go ahead.
That's wonderful to hear. And I'm Heather Hurt with the NRW, where nerds rule the world. And
who runs the world? Nerds
rule the world.
Right.
Hearing that is just so heartwarming. So Wyatt's had a growth. He's taken more control of his.
I know. I'm trying to get it checked.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it checked.
But you can only do what it can do, right?
Yes.
But he's had a lot of great growth over the past 2 seasons, and we so as you were talking about growth from legacy characters, how does it feel to allow yourself to grow as an actor and as a character along with these notable figures?
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. So getting the chance to so in doing the rewatch and seeing the sort of the evolution of the court clerk, and watching Charles Robinson's growth throughout his his time on the show, and then being able to celebrate him, because a lot of unfortunately most of that cast is gone, and Harry Anderson, Marky Post, Charles Robinson, and then Richard Mall, of course. And when you go back and watch the original, Florence Hallop, like all of them, are gone. So it's like, how do we celebrate them, and then take what they brought, and then bring our own sort of love and spin to it. And I think ultimately, in watching John Larroquette, who is Night Court, watching him work is that permission to just play. And he said early on, everyone is good at their job, right? And really everything that's zany and crazy is all the cases that come in, and it's how we respond to those zany cases, and sort of how the craziness of Night Court sort of influences our decisions and how we interact with one another. So it's fun. It's fun and amazing to celebrate the old guard, and also sort of bring in our own joy by influence from the old guard.
Nyambi, you've had some amazing runs as characters on shows like The Good Fight and Rick and Molly.
Yeah.
How was it for you finding Wyatt as you stepped into that role?
No, it was great. So like they threw everything at the wall with when it came to me, and I wrote everything down, and said, okay, this week I'm this week, I'm this, and that. And then the next week it'd be, slightly different. I'm like, well, then I'm this, and that. Sometimes it'll contradict, but I'm like, but I would never be like, hey, last week you said I was this and now I'm this. I was like, you know what? We're a complicated human beings. So I'm this and this. Okay. So then being able to like say yes to all those things, to where then season 3, I've just like been able to let go and just have so much fun. Just like so much fun, and knowing that I can take this anywhere. Like I know who this guy is at his core, and I can take this anywhere I want, and know that I won't go so far because I have the truth of who he is anchored within me. And so it's been fun being able to try it and surprise not only the audiences that come and see our show, but also the other actors that are in the scene with me. Try to be playful and bring something new every take. And that's, again, a testament to watching John Larroquette, who, I'm like, hey, John, they were asking, can you do that thing you did before? And I was like, oh, yeah, this is what you did. And he's like, I don't remember what I did. I was like, oh, okay. You're right. So then, so that was his way of saying that I do everything fresh. That he can't repeat the same thing. So, and I like that. I like having fun in that way.
With that in mind, and kind of what you answered to the previous question, you get to experience, you get to learn, and with each episode, you get a new facet of every character. A new moral is kind of taught. What has been your favorite thing you've gotten to learn about Wyatt during your tenure with the show?
My favorite thing, the favorite thing I've learned so far, because there's of course the stats of like I'm a father, I have 2 daughters. I'm in law school. Yes, I'm studying to be a lawyer, but learning that I was a germaphobe. Like that's just something, because then how I touch things suddenly sort of becomes that much more real to me, because I'm like, things that, like they feel different knowing that, so that was a fun detail and a fun episode to work on. And then from then on, sort of think of things through that prism. And then also, the other thing that I loved is the fact that I love gossip, and I love tea. But then, for all of season 2, whenever there was tea being spilled, I had a juice box. That's what I was trying. So that so that was my tea, with the juice box. And I love a straw. I don't know. There's something that's like silly about a straw. You just can't be. You can't be super, like tough and masculine, whatever, when you're then drinking through a straw. It's just something. That's sort of like, it's like, oh, okay, you can't really take him seriously. He's drinking through a straw.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world. So more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir.
I'm one
Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, nerds rule.
Love it.
It's your boy Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.